Hello, I'm Avia Moore. The news article I chose came from the Science Daily, and the title is New Neural Insights into Processing Uncertainty in Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. It was written by Elsevier and a Valerie Voon. It was dated September 12th, 2023, and the study came from the University of Cambridge. The research that was shown in this study has led me to believe that it was done by a neuropsychologist due to the fact that OCD is a neurological disorder. A neuropsychologist is someone who studies how someone's cognitive and behavior are related to their brain's condition. This study has used experimental research, and with this experimental research, and I quote, they said, "We used a simple card gambling task like that commonly used in drinking games. Participants faced with an open card simply bet whether they thought the next card would be higher or lower than the open card. At extremes, with high or low open cards, certainty is high, but uncertainty was much higher with cards near the middle of the deck." This experiment was used in two different groups. The difference is one group has regular OCD, the other group had a therapeutic surgery, also known as a capsulotomy, which is it basically reduces some of the effects of OCD. This article features the research on obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD, which is a disorder where your brain has you repeat behaviors such as cleaning and checking things, even though it's clearly tidy and clearly off or done. For example, cleaning, like you've swept the floor, they're going to sweep it again and again and again. And checking things, for example, some of us do this. We'll check if you unplugged a flat iron or check if you turned off the oven. They'll do this multiple times. And though it's known as a disorder, it actually comes from the neural pinnings in your brain. In this article, they have used two groups, both consisting of OCD, but one group underwent a therapeutic surgery for their OCD. I don't have a huge opinion on this article because I really didn't know much about OCD, but I think the way it was researched was very well done, and I think Dr. Voon explained everything in such a magnificent way. My favorite part was where she, and I quote, said, "Critically, patients with OCD showed slower decision-making, but only when the outcomes were more certain because these impairments appeared in both OCD patients and those who have improved after a capsulotomy surgery. That suggests this cognitive mechanism might be a core feature underlying why OCD develops, irrespective of how severe the symptoms might be." You can tell that Dr. Voon did a lot of research into this, and it was so interesting because I had no idea about most of this with OCD. I had no idea that there were even therapeutic surgeries for people struggling with OCD. Due to this article, there has been a lot of, I've done a lot more research on OCD. I know that a certain person in my family struggles with OCD, and I genuinely did not even know this much about it until now. And if you have a little bit of extra time, please do take a look into Dr. Voon's work. Yet again, you can find it at sciencedaily.com, and I think her take on this is very, very helpful for those learning about OCD. And I had no idea that they say that the brain's imaging can show you it with the brain's underpinnings. And the imaging data, as she says, and I quote, "The imaging data may provide a representation of how OCD patients might struggle with their symptoms, whereas healthy individuals might be able to say, this is clean, and stop cleaning. People with OCD might struggle with that sense of certainty and perhaps spend more time wondering, is this still a bit dirty, or is this clean enough, and clean further. So people with OCD struggle with the certainty of something. They struggle with, did I do that? Is this good enough? And that's not what I thought OCD was, if I'm being honest. I thought OCD was more of like a numbers, like, oh, they gotta click 3 times, or they have to tap this 3 times. I had no idea that it was an underlying thing in their brain of not knowing, no certainty. But yes, if you do have the time, please take a look at it at silencedaily.com. Thank you so much for your time. Have a good one.